Now on Local 15 News.
Litter and fireworks on the City Council's agenda today. What they're considering when it comes to both issues and tell you what happened. Also shocking revelations from a VA employee and what she says she was forced to keep secret. Vaccinations your children will need to get ready for this upcoming school year.
This is Local 15 News.
Good afternoon. Happy hump day to you. I'm Kelly Jones. Thanks so much for joining us for our noon show. Our big story this afternoon, Mobile's litter laws are about to get tougher. City Council has passed a new version of those laws just moments ago. It passed 6-1. The only member voting against it, City Councilman John Williams. It will likely take effect in October to allow time to educate the public, especially business owners. Under this proposal, business owners will be held accountable for the trash in their parking lots. City Council President Gina Gregory says another big difference with this ordinance is that the emphasis is on enforcement.
The fact that police officers will now be able to get involved more in writing tickets. The fact that the court is going to do more than just send you another court date to show up. You know, you will actually be fined. You may actually have to go to jail.
Local 15's Christian Jennings, she is at the City Council meeting right now. We're going to hear from her in the live report coming up a little bit later in the show. Also today, City Council voted to spend $18,500 on the 4th of July fireworks display. Fireworks can best be seen from Battleship Park. It's also where the Mobile Pops perform each year. The vote passed 6-1. City Councilwoman Bess Rich, she voted against it. Last year, the city spent the same amount on the display. Mobile City Councilman Fred Richardson, he will hold a historic preservation meeting this afternoon. Mr. Richardson says he thinks the city can do a better job of preserving historic homes, and he is working on a new ordinance to address those concerns. Happening right now, Councilman Richardson says there's more regulations for trees in the city than these historic homes. The meeting this afternoon on the issue is at 2:30 on the 9th floor of Government Plaza. A horrific crash in Mississippi left 2 emergency responders dead, and this afternoon the names of the victims have not yet been released. Here's what we can tell you about the crash. Look at this. The crash happened on Highway 63 in Greene County yesterday. Highway patrol officers say the ambulance was responding to a medical call. They had their lights on, but they didn't have their sirens on, and the driver attempted to pass these 2 18-wheelers. Officials say the ambulance passed the first truck but hit the second, and that's when that truck tried to turn left. Both the truck and the ambulance burst into flames, killing the ambulance driver and another paramedic. The driver of that 18-wheeler, they were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The 18-year-old accused of murdering a man after a house party remains in jail this afternoon. 18-year-old Darius Chestnut, there's his picture, is booked into the Mobile County Jail on a murder charge. Police say 19-year-old Dave Populus was shot and killed last Friday. Some say the incident was the result of a house party that boiled over. We have some new information on a breaking news story we brought you yesterday right here on our noon show. Police are searching for this man. That is 42-year-old Julius J.T. Cornelius Tolbert. He is wanted for a shooting on Valeria Street. That injured one woman. Police say when they arrived, they discovered that 33-year-old woman shot. They say the suspected gunman is someone the victim knew. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment. Authorities say she will be okay.
It's making me feel good because our family is kind of praying for her because she's a real nice lady.
If you know anything about the whereabouts of Tolbert, you are being urged to contact Crime Stoppers at number on your screen, 251-208-7000. The Mobile County Health Department is asking parents to get a head start and making sure their little ones receive all the required immunizations in time for the next school year. This year, all students will be required to receive the chickenpox vaccination. The health department is accepting walk-in patients Monday through Friday between the hours of 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Appointments can be made this summer at locations across both Mobile and Baldwin counties. For a list of the immunizations that are required for the school year, go to our website, local15tv.com, and go to our Find It section. Iraqi forces are working this afternoon to retake areas of the country captured by militants. The militants are from the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria or ISIS. Our Richard Ingalls spoke with the commander of one of Iraq's best army divisions.
Around 130 of the up to 300 American military advisors and special forces are now in Iraq working with the Iraqi security forces. And based on what we were able to see with the Iraqi army, they can use their help. Iraqi troops are trying to retake the country, one small step at a time. Capturing a village in the west from Sunni insurgents, and at dawn, repelling militants who raided Iraq's biggest oil refinery. Iraqi forces are still struggling to hold the plant. Negotiations are underway for local tribes to take over the facility. It's just one more sign that the Iraqi army isn't nearly strong enough to take the whole country back from militants who are tearing it apart. We traveled with Major General Ahmed Bahjat south of Baghdad. He's the commander of Iraq's 17th Army Division, one of the best in the country, but which he says needs urgent U.S. help. We need American airstrikes, he said. General Bahjat was instructing his troops on where to build barricades to prevent insurgents from storming the capital. The militants consider this a strategic place, he said. The general's intelligence is that there are sleeper cells in the area, waiting to join the fight. This is the Iraqi army's front line south of Baghdad. We are now just about 20 miles from the city. The militants control positions over in those palm groves. They have arrived right on Baghdad's doorstep. Most of General Bahjat's troops were trained by U.S. soldiers, but they don't have the same firepower. His division of 15,000 troops has no tanks, no air cover. The general can try to hold Baghdad's southern flank, but not much more. The Iraqi military is deploying its best soldiers to protect Baghdad, but even some of those soldiers complained about corruption. The sergeants and privates telling us that they have to kick back part of their salaries to junior officers. They didn't seem to share the general's enthusiasm for this fight or to protect the city. Richard Engel, NBC News, Baghdad.
From international news to breaking news right now, take a look at your screen. I want to show you what's happening right now. This is the community of Christ Church here on Azalea Road. As you can see, smoke is coming out of this building. We have a crew headed that way to see what is going on, if there's anyone inside, if there's any activities happening around this church area. This is breaking news happening right now. This is a vantage point from our camera that we have on our tower capturing these pictures. Again, this is the community of Christ Church on Azalea here in Mobile. Breaking news. We will bring you the very latest as we find out if there's any injuries involved, any people inside. Is there a daycare inside? Questions that we're working on right now. As more information comes into the Local 15 newsroom, we'll, of course, be sure to pass it on. Today marks 64 years since the beginning of the Korean War. 3 million soldiers and civilians died. During the war, 5 million people became refugees. The conflict began in 1950 when communist North Korean troops launched a surprise attack across the 38th parallel into South Korea. An armistice signed on August 30th, 1953. It stipulated the formation of a demilitarized zone, which remains the world's most heavily fortified frontier. North and South Korea station around 1 million troops near their respective sides of these zones, which have divided the Korean peninsula since the signing of the armistice. Shocking new information this afternoon from a VA employee who says she was forced to keep a secret appointment list. We have more from this manager who says she was forced to keep the secret list with more than 1,000 veterans. She says it's still happening. She's claiming her notes about 7 patients who died while waiting to see doctors were recently altered or erased.
I feel horrible for what I've done, and I cannot erase my role.
In a statement, the VA says the allegations are unacceptable and they must be investigated. The Office of Special Counsel is currently reviewing about 50 cases where patients claim waiting made them even more sick.
We think it probably is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the number of complaints that may be out there, because these are just the complaints we know about.
So lawmakers fear it could cost $50 billion to allow veterans to see private doctors. Well, 6th-term Mississippi Senator Thad Cochran held off Tea Party challenger Chris McDaniel to win a bitter Republican primary. The race was a close one. Take a look at the final numbers here, but as you can see, Mr. Cochran came out 51% to 49% and able to hold on to his seat in Washington. The Associated Press called Cochran the winner after he and McDaniel battled in a 3-week runoff election that went down to the wire. Mr. Cochran says he's looking forward to the challenge ahead.
And what we have tonight is reflected as a consensus for more and better jobs for Mississippi workers. A military force and the capacity to defend the security interests of the United States of America.
Senator Cochran's win was another blow to Tea Party groups that are trying to unseat longtime GOP lawmakers. Mr. Cochran was first elected back in 1978 after serving 6 years in the House. He now moves on to the general election to face Democrat and former U.S. Representative Travis Childers and Sean O'Hara of the Reform Party. Time to take a live look outside. You know, it's one of those days, Dee, where it seems like the sun's trying so hard to come on through, but really it's kind of a muggy sort of day.
Yeah, definitely muggy, and we do have mainly cloudy skies. Some of us getting sunshine peaks. Other than that, though, again, some of us dealing with a few showers. Now, the city of Mobile is dry, but we have some showers north of town around Chatham and Grove Hill. Shower heading your way, as well as Jackson, as they're popping up at this lunch hour. Still, though, the coverage remains isolated with just a light shower around Big Point that's pushing into Mobile County. It's 85 degrees right now at this lunch hour in Mobile. It's 87 in Pensacola, 84 for Fort Walton Beach. Here is a look at the weather headlines. And again, afternoon showers will be possible. More rain, though, is possible for tomorrow. And it's going to be a hot weekend. I'll lay all that out for you with your hour-by-hour forecast coming up.
Thank you, Dee. Law enforcement across the nation, they're turning to social media more and more to try and solve, crimes, and that includes tweeting themselves. Local 15 web content specialist Taryn Reed has more on the study of these tweets from the officers. Hi, Taryn.
Hi, Kelly. Media Bistro posted the findings from that study of the Toronto Police Department. Researchers at the University of British Columbia collected 100,000 tweets from the department. It found that a majority of the tweets were publicity related, with the department tooting their own horn and showing the accomplishments of its officers and the force. Well, the study also found that many of the off-duty tweets were not work-related, with things like family, sports, and vacations, giving the public an in to officers' personal lives. But the study shows Twitter can be effective in breaking news situations. Assistant Professor Christopher Schneider told Media Bistro, quote, "During a live incident, they can be soliciting tips from the public, and it's also a very immediate way to issue public orders like, don't come out of your house, there's an active shooter in the neighborhood." They can do it with traditional media, and they did, but when they do it on social media and Twitter, the information shares a lot more quickly. So what do you think of law enforcement agencies tweeting? Is it good or bad, and do you think it keeps the peace? Head on over to our website right now, local15tv.com, and drop your comments.
It definitely helps as a reporter when covering stories to hear directly from the police. Love that. Thank you, Taryn. We want to go back out to breaking news right now. I told you about this about 3 or 4 minutes ago. Taking a live look from our tower cam, positioned and focused on the community of Christ Church. As you can see, smoke dwindling a little bit, but still smoke coming out of this church. This is on Azalea, not too far from our Local 15 studios. We do have a reporter and photojournalist on the way. We will have a live report during this newscast, so stand by for that. We'll be right back with more after this.
Local 15 is dedicated to investigating government spending and accountability. If you have a story you'd like us to investigate, call the Reality Check hotline at 1-877-315-7268.
Somebody filed a restraining order.
I was getting verbal threats. I got over 200 texts.
Next, Judge Judy. Today at 4, followed by Local 15 News.
Stop. If you've been hurt, don't do anything until you call me first.
After my car wreck, I said, stop. The insurance company's not on my side. I called Andy.
Be careful.
After my wreck, I was careful. I called Andy. I wanted a winner.
You want to win? Let's go. Call me right now.
Andy got me $2.5 million. Andy wins.
I win, or you don't owe me a dime. Call me. It's just that easy.
You don't even have to leave your house. We'll come to you.
Andy wins. Call 433-3333.
Try the new King's Hawaiian Barbecue Brisket today.
Doherty's Gallery and Frame Shop. Come see our collection of original art, prints, gifts, custom, and ready-made frames. While you're at it, sign up for our art classes. Located at 857A Downtowner Boulevard by the Festival Center.
It's always something. Your car needs a new tire, tuition is due. It's down to the wire. Cheerleading outfits, soccer shoes, football pads, or annual dues. Nellie's in band. She needs a trombone. Good golly Molly, you need a loan. Jimmy broke his arm. He needs a cast. You need money, and you need it fast. When life comes at you, Always Money can help you through. It's easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. You'll get the cash you need the day you need it. So because it's always something, remember Always Money. How much can we loan you today?
Are you like most Americans, overloaded with debt? Are you worried that every phone call is just another bill collector? Do fears of losing your vehicle or your home keep you up at night? Debt relief is still an option for you. The attorneys at Padgett & Robertson can solve your problems with debt consolidation and get your family back on the road to financial recovery. Call Padgett & Robertson at 4Debtor today and stop the harassing phone calls. Stop repossessions. Stop foreclosures. Padgett & Robertson can help you. Call 4Debtor today and get the help you need.
Local 15 News doesn't back down.
Alerting you to wrongdoing.
It's a dump site right now. That's all everybody's dumping in there.
Fighting for you. Getting results.
We're grateful to Darwin and Channel 15 for exposing it.
There's a difference in your local news. Give us a try.
Welcome back once again, checking in with our breaking news. We've been reporting about this fire happening at this church. If you're familiar with the area we're talking about in the city of Mobile, this is on Azalea, not too far from our Local 15 studios. We're monitoring the situation. We do have a crew heading that way. We've been telling you about this fire for the last, 7 or 8 minutes. What we know is the name of the church, Community of Christ Church. As you can see, the smoke has dwindled a little bit, but still there is an issue because there is a fire. We're trying to figure out what portion of the church has this fire happening. We're working on whether or not there are people inside, but if you look inside, if you look outside of the church, you can see there is a fire truck to the left of your screen. We do know that we have crews on scene that are working to get even more information. The camera that we have posted is on our tower cam, and it is focused on the church. We have our very own Stephen Quinn there on scene telling us more about what he knows about this church fire. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
We're in front of the Community of Christ Church. This is on Azalea Road. And right now we have at least 4 engines here. We're calling this a 2-alarm fire, but right now they're actually boring through the top of the church, the roof. You can hear the firemen actually cutting through the roof right now to vent it. The church is on fire. The sanctuary is in the front here. It does look like smoke is coming out on the wings on either side of the sanctuary. So right now we're monitoring the situation as they continue to fight this fire. It's been going on now for about 15 minutes, but we will be live in just a few minutes. We'll be keeping you updated throughout the noon show as to how this fire progresses and hopefully extinguished very soon. We're on Azalea Road, Darwin Singleton, Local 15 News. And
as you can understand, with the breaking news, things happen. Obviously, that was Darwin Singleton giving us that report. 4 engines on the scene. We'll check back in with him when we're able to tell you more about what we know. But at that time, workers working on the roof, Community of Christ Church. Quick break, back after this.
Stay connected with Local 15 24/7 on local15tv.com, Facebook, and Twitter.
Michael Jackson and Farrah Fawcett 5 years after their deaths. Never before seen home movies of Farrah next ET.
Tonight at 6:30 on Local 15.
Here's a brake pad they install at the Big Auto Repair chains for $200 a set. Here's one we install at Budget Brakes for just $89.99 with a lifetime guarantee.
Budget Brakes. Brakes starting at $89.99.
You could spend more, but why would you want to?
Are you faced with a pile of credit card debt? Harassing calls from creditors? Worried about repossessions or foreclosure? Call Stephen L. Klimjak right now. Get out of debt and get immediate financial relief.
I'm attorney Stephen L. Klimjak. Bankruptcy laws were put in place to help you in times like this. There's a way out from under all that debt. Call me right now for a free consultation.
Keep your house. Keep your car. Keep your peace of mind. Call Stephen L. Klimjak right now. 694-0600.
The National Health Alert from Worldwide Medical Services. Do you have health insurance, suffer from back, knee, or other muscle aches and pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a TENS at little or no cost to you. A TENS is a small, non-invasive, drug-free medical device that actually targets the troubled area and blocks the pain. It's highly effective and non-habit forming. Best of all, it's covered by all major insurance companies. You'll receive receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Call 888-614-3200 to get all the details. It takes just a couple of minutes. These amazing devices have helped millions of people worldwide be active again, and you may qualify to have one delivered directly to your door at little to no cost to you. Live pain-free and feel alive. Call 888-614-3200. This may be the most important call you make all year. That's 888-614-3200. Call now.
Check this out. This mechanic from a big auto repair chain installs a set of brakes for 200 bucks. A Budget Brakes mechanic does the same thing for just $89.99.
Budget Brakes. Brakes starting at $89.99.
Get out of here.
Welcome back. Breaking news we've been covering since the top of the hour. A church is on fire. Here is our Darwin Singleton. Darwin, you have a captain with you. Tell me more about what we know at this time.
Okay, we're going to bring the fire captain in here in just a moment, but I want to first of all show you what's happening right now at the Community of Christ Church on Azalea Road. We have firemen probably fighting, and we're going to find out about this in just a moment, fighting from the roof and also from the inside, but they vented the roof. They had a saw out here just a few moments ago, as you probably saw, cutting a hole in the roof. They're trying to save this church. Without the fire department here, there's a very good chance that it would be a total loss, but it looks like structurally it may be saved. I'm going to bring Captain Brian Lee in here. Brian, come on in here with fire department, because we really need your expertise here as they continue to work on the fire, to tell us what's happening over your shoulder there.
We were dispatched to a fire here. I was not included in the original first alarm dispatch. I came in after we upgraded to a second alarm. The first due engine company on the scene reported that there were flames visible, so they made an interior fire attack. And as you can see, they're actually on the roof doing some ventilation work, as we call it, letting out some of the hot gases and the smoke.
Now, I want you to step over here a little bit so we can get some shots beyond us. And I want to ask you about that. When you say they ventilate, why is that key to knocking down this fire?
Well, you're going to have a lot of trapped smoke and gases that make it very difficult to operate in there. It reduces the visibility, and then also it has a potential for flashover when you have all that in there. So my understanding is they do have the fire knocked down, and then this is helping them to be able to operate and control the fire quicker.
One thing that you said was your biggest concern whenever, and by the way, Azalea Road is blocked, so don't even think about it right now, but one thing you mentioned that was key when you first got here is churches have daycares. The one that we're standing in front of here at the First Church of the Nazarene has a daycare. That was a big concern. You've determined that's not the case there.
That is correct. We found one of the church folks here, and we were able to verify with them that they do not operate a daycare. So that took a big load off our mind worrying about that issue.
There's actually two different pieces of this church here. There's three. There's offices in between, a large community room, and the sanctuary in front. It looks like the sanctuary is the only thing affected right now, or at least that front part.
I think you're correct. I do understand from someone that passed on some information that that building you see behind is actually connected. I'm sure the crews there have done their work and their search and verified, and as you can see just from the work going on, it appears that it's kind of isolated to this front part.
All right. Well, we'll be watching it. I know the chief's on his way out here. We thank you very much, Captain Lee. All right, and a little bit more information here. Once again, do not try to go on Azalea Road right now, because you will meet police. They are not letting anybody through as they continue to battle this fire. It looks like now there's less smoke, there's no visible flames, so we are probably on the right side of this, meaning this structure will be saved. We'll check back in with you in just a few minutes, but for now, live on Azalea Road, Darwin Singleton, Local 15 News.
Local 15 weather with meteorologist Deidre Tate.
All right, a check of the radar this afternoon shows that we do have some isolated showers popping up with the heat of the day. We have a few light showers that are sliding in out of Mississippi, impacting D's, also moving towards Seven Hills and Tanner Williams. And these are just very light, and they're pushing into Mobile County. We do have some stronger cells, though, just off to the north. These are just some heavier clusters of rain moving towards, looks to be County Road 43 and 45. Grove Hill, we have a shower there, also around Jackson. And we have some showers sitting just to the north of Chatham, anywhere from Millry over towards Blunt Landing. So again, expect more showers to pop up as we work our way throughout the afternoon into the early evening. Aside from that, it's a little cool outside compared to where we've been at this hour. It's 85 degrees in Mobile, 87 in Pensacola, and it's 84 right now in Fort Walton Beach. But of course, with the humidity, it does feel like it's well into the 90s. Looking at the dew points, you see they're well into the 60s and 70s, so you can expect it to feel much hotter. Feels like it's 91 in Mobile, feels like it's 92 in Pensacola, and it feels like it's 97 up towards Evergreen. As far as the forecast, though, as we take a look at what we're expecting throughout the rest of the afternoon, towards dinner time, we're going to go with the scattered showers across the area as we head towards 5 o'clock. The temperature is eventually cooling down into the mid-80s again after reaching around 90 by 3 p.m. And then for dinner time, again, take the rain gear, chance for a few showers. Other than that, temperatures will hover around 80. You're looking at Pinpoint Predictor and showing some scattered showers through 5 o'clock. Again, just make sure that you have the rain gear handy and plan on potentially some slowdowns with some slick roads. We're going to do it all over again for our Thursday. This is the view tomorrow at about 5:30 or so, and you can see we're looking at more green popping up. We're going to have the potential for more scattered showers, possibly even some embedded storms, and really the pattern doesn't change too much for Friday either. Now for your weekend, thankfully the rain coverage will go down a bit, courtesy of high pressure that's going to take an influence. But again, for the next several days, we're looking at daily rounds of rain across the area. So for today, we'll keep temperatures in the upper 80s for Citronelle with 89, around 86 expected for Foley. North of I-10, temperatures will hover near the 90-degree mark. We'll go with 90 for Evergreen. We'll go with 89 for those of you around Thomasville. For the Panhandle areas, we're going to continue with scattered showers being possible for you with 88 for Pensacola. We'll go with 90 for Crestview and 87 for Niceville. And then as we head into our Mississippi counties, again, we'll go with 88 for Latimer, 89 for Bendale, same temperature for Lakesville. Here's your 7-day. Scattered showers and storms in the forecast for the rest of the day. Again, more rain possible for tomorrow, maybe a little bit of a better coverage, so temperatures will stay in the 80s. And then as we head into the weekend, it gets hotter because the rain coverage goes down. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after the break.
I was on my way to work, and I got injured in a car wreck.
You know what to do. Call 433-2210 right now.
Morris Bart got me $100,500. Morris Bart was the best call I ever made.
From flooring to cabinets to beautiful custom showers, American Flooring and Cabinets has you covered.
Since 1921, BLP Mobile Paints has been preserving your home's beauty. Visit any BLP location and take advantage of our spring pricing on WeatherTight, our very best exterior house paint. Now at the incredibly low price of just $24.99. Purchase 5 gallons and receive a quart of house cleaning solution absolutely free. Give your home a fresh look using BLP paints, developed for the harsh southern climate and manufactured right here in Mobile.
Actos verdict awarded. If you suffered bladder cancer after using the diabetes drug Actos, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Actos was linked to an increased risk of bladder cancer. Now a federal court has ordered drug makers to pay $9 billion to people harmed by Actos. If you or a loved one took Actos and suffered bladder cancer, call our lawyers at 800-718-9700 for a free evaluation of your claim.
On a half shell. Fire Grill Oyster. Best on the causeway. Grilled to perfection, shucked, sizzled, and served. Fire grilled oysters at the original oyster house. From the water to the fire, nothing's fresher. Great salad bar and kids' meals.
Before you choose someone to help with your Social Security disability claim, ask if the firm is local. Ask if your attorney is board certified. Ask if you will meet your attorney at the start. I'm Gil Layden, a local board-certified Social Security disability attorney. It's not just about benefits, it's about dignity.
Attorney Gil Layden, 1-800-843-0403.
Local 15 News is brought to you by B&R Camper, your local Route 66 dealer.
Welcome back. Talking health news. 3D mammograms may lead to the detection of even more breast cancers. A new study shows doctors were able to spot 40% more invasive cancers when women were screened with these 3D mammograms in addition to digital screenings rather than digital mammograms alone. This is huge news. Women who had both tests done were also less likely to be called back for a false alarm. Once again, I want to remind you we're going to check back in with that breaking news story we brought you, the fire at the community of Christ Church. Here's a live look from our tower cam. We're going to have another live report from our Darwin Singleton. Stay with us. More news after the break.
Goodwill Easter Seals of the Gulf Coast is accepting donations of clothing, household items, and toys at all our donation and store locations. Together, we can change the lives of individuals and families living with disabilities.
This is a national health alert from Worldwide Medical. Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 888-780-5600 to get all the details. It takes just a couple of minutes. These amazing braces have helped thousands of people in severe pain, and you may qualify to have yours delivered directly to your door at little or no cost to you. Call 888-780-5600 right now. This may be the most important call you make all year. That's 888-780-5600. Call now.
Afraid of garlic? You may want to avoid Checkers garlic parm fries and sticks. With crispy seasoned fries, cheesy mozzarella sticks, and scary good garlic parm sauce. Grab a box if you dare. Checkers, feast on.
Your car's wrecked, you're dealing with pain, you can't work, you can't pay your bills, and your life's turned upside down. I'm Brad Bradford, partner with the law firm of Ailstock, Witkin, Creason, Overholtz, and we can help. If you or a loved one has been seriously injured in a car accident caused by a careless driver, the driver and their insurance company must be held accountable. Time may be limited to file a claim for your injuries, medical bills, and the changes to your life. So call now.
You're watching Local 15 News at noon with Kelly Jones and meteorologist Deidre Tate.
Good afternoon, I'm Kelly Jones. Let's get straight to your top story happening right now. It is breaking news. We want to check back in with Local 15's Darwin Singleton. There is a church that you're looking at. There have been some flames here. This is the Community of Christ Church, Local 15's Darwin Singleton. They're now live with the very latest on what we know. Darwin, take it away.
All right, Kelly. Yeah, I've been in this church before for events in the back side of the church. There's actually three components to this church. There's a sanctuary in the front, there's offices in the middle, and then there's a community room in the back. And it's in that front, the sanctuary, where most of this activity is taking place. A few minutes ago, they opened the front doors to the sanctuary. Smoke poured out. It absolutely poured out. They ventilated the roof. That is where the fire is. And right now we've got Chief Randy Smith, who's walking up to us right now. Randy, we're live. I'll tell you that right now. But I understand when you say you have the latest, this will absolutely be the latest, correct?
The latest.
What do you know?
Right now we know there was one occupant in the building. The pastor was in the building when the fire occurred. He was the one that discovered and called the fire in. We're not sure on the cause at this time. It appears to be under control, but we're hesitant on saying that until we get into it's got a lot of cut-up areas in the attic. So once we search all those areas, then we'll let you know. But this time there is no daycare in this structure, and there was only one occupant that is accounted for and outside the building.
I noticed a few minutes ago when the doors opened up, as they would probably do every Sunday, smoke this time poured out. It bellowed out, and I guess that's to be expected because it had to go somewhere. But that means there's a lot of damage to that sanctuary inside as far as smoke is concerned.
Possibly. I don't know exactly which part of the building the fire actually started in, but the smoke, would spread throughout the entire structure, concentrating at the highest point with the steeple roofs and the tall roofs in the sanctuary area. You can expect a lot of smoke.
Now, when we say this is a two-alarm fire, what exactly does that mean?
Basically, we send 3 engines, a ladder truck, a rescue truck, and a district chief on a normal, what we call a first alarm response. A second alarm response is when there's a larger fire. We call for the exact same amount of resources, plus you get staff officers that come out and additional medical personnel, just in case we have someone injured or one of our people, especially with the heat the way it is today.
Now, another thing is when we look at that building, just as a casual glance, we would see that it looks fine from the outside, but you've obviously cut a hole in the roof. You really don't know how much damage there is until the smoke clears, literally, correct?
Yes, correct. And the reason we did the ventilation in the roof is for 2 reasons. One, it helps control the fire and how fast the fire is going to spread, because the fire is going to be pulled towards that ventilation point, but also it reduces the smoke and the heat inside the structure, allowing the firefighters to gain access and get into the building faster.
I'm going to let you go. Your phone's ringing. That means you're a busy man. Thank you, Chief. We appreciate it, and we'll check with you later when we get an estimate on
either I'll give it to you or Brian Gilliland, Captain Gilliland's on the way out, and he can give it to you also.
You know where we are.
Yes,
We're right
sir.
here. All right. Thank you, Chief. All right, so a recap. No injuries, no well, there's going to be some damage, no doubt about it. But the good thing is, structurally, you can see that the church has not been compromised, other than the hole in the roof. But had the fire department not got here quickly, and this was a 2-alarm fire, if they knocked it down pretty quick, this thing could have gotten completely out of hand. Right now, it looks like it's going to be a big mess. We'll find out exactly what the damage is and perhaps even how the fire started a little bit later. The pastor was inside, we were told a few minutes ago, but as far as we know, that was the only person inside. He actually discovered the fire. This is Community of Christ Church. It's on Azalea Road, across the street from the First Church of the Nazarene. Two churches that mirror each other. Right now, you can see the congregation is going to have a big mess on their hands, Kelly.
Darwin, before we let you go, talk about how Azalea Road is affected right now.
Absolutely. Right now, Azalea Road's completely shut down as you approach Cottage Hill. That's very important. Here's the deal. There are fire hoses completely across the road here. We're going to try to swing around and show you. We had a fire hose compromised the other day at a fire. It actually damaged the hose because someone drove across it. That's why they shut down these roads. You cannot drive across these expensive hoses. It will absolutely ruin them. So they've got the street completely shut down now. When they get this fire put out, they'll disconnect the hoses, and then you can, once again, drive along Azalea Road. But for now, I'm seeing a school bus turning around right now, other traffic being turned around. Soon as we get this thing cleaned up, and if it's before the newscast ends, we'll break in and let you know that Azalea Road is once again open. But for now, Azalea Road near Cottage Hill shut down due to this fire, Kelly.
Got it. Thank you for the very latest, Darwin. We appreciate that. Glad no injuries, too. Meantime, a horrific crash in Mississippi left 2 emergency responders dead this afternoon. We're still waiting on the names of the victim. They've yet to be released, but here's what we do know. This crash, as you can see right there, happened on Highway 63 in Greene County yesterday. Highway patrol officers say an ambulance was responding to a medical call. They had their lights on, but no sirens, and that's when the driver attempted to pass 2 semis. Officials say the ambulance passed the first truck but hit the second when that truck tried to turn left. Both the truck and the ambulance then burst into flames, killing the ambulance driver and another paramedic. The driver of the 18-wheeler, they were taken to the hospital with just minor injuries. Another city on the Gulf Coast is considering changing their smoking ordinance. This is to include electronic cigarettes. The Daphne City Council could consider banning e-cigarettes next month. The ban would first have to, though, pass a committee before the City Council could vote on it. Foley has passed a ban on e-cigarettes there, and Orange Beach and Fairhope are both considered as well. More than 800 pairs of free shoes are being delivered today to members of the Boys and Girls Club of South Alabama. Love stories like this. The shoes are donated through TOMS and IRD. And IRD Youth Build is an organization created after Hurricane Katrina to give disadvantaged youth opportunities in areas of leadership and community service and teamwork. Organizers say it's really nice to get back to areas of the Gulf Coast that may not necessarily call home.
We're very proud of the fact that we're not from the Mobile area, but we're trying to show, as our young kids would say, we're trying to show love to a different area that we're not usually affiliated with.
Love it. Boys and Girls Clubs in Mobile and Mississippi and New Orleans have all received TOMS shoes through the program. Look at their cute little faces, so happy and so thankful that the community always steps up when there is a time of need. Right now, taking a live look outside at the interstate. The sun is out, D. I am loving this on this hump day.
That's good. Thankfully, everything is quiet around Mobile in case you're stepping out for lunch, but we do have showers popping up across the area, and primarily the heaviest of it is north of town. So we're zooming on in now around northern Chatham, or should I say northern Washington County near Chatham, and northern Clark County. We have some showers moving towards Thomasville and Grove Hill, but we do have a thunderstorm that's developing right on top of Jackson, so you may hear some rumbles of thunder and definitely get some heavy rain with that. We also have just some light showers pushing into Mobile County, but they are dying out, so that's some good news. Keep the umbrella handy. We'll give you the rain percentages for today and the rest of the week coming up.
We will see you then. Thank you, Dee. From peeping Toms to how much bacteria is actually on your cell phone, you may want to hang up the phone. We have you covered. Local 15 web content specialist Taryn Reed taking us on a trip around the web. Hi, Taryn.
Hi, Kelly. More and more law enforcement agencies across the nation are getting calls for what they're calling peeping drones. The latest case is out of Seattle. Police responded to a downtown apartment complex after a woman said a drone was spying on her. The woman took photos of the drone, but it was gone by the time investigators got there. They couldn't find the said person behind the controls, and a woman attacked a teen in Connecticut for shooting video of a beach with his drone.
The technology is often outpacing the law, and we see this all across the board, whether it's cell phones or drone flights. Oftentimes the law is really fighting to catch up.
The Federal Aviation Administration regulates commercial use of drones, but civilian use is permitted as long as pilots don't fly recklessly. Now, Congress has asked the FAA to come up with safety guidelines for personal drones by next year. We'll move over. Samsung, Apple's iPhone screens are reportedly about to get a lot bigger. Suppliers in China will begin mass production on 2 new iPhones next month, according to Bloomberg. The phones will have display screens that are 4.7 inches and 5.5 inches across. That is a big leap from the 4-inch displays currently on the iPhone 5S and 5C. Well, are you a germy person? Your cell phone may have the answer. A small study out of the University of Oregon sampled the germs present on participants' hands and what was on their smartphone touchscreen. They found cell phones closely resemble the germs present on the participants, and that women were more closely connected to their phones from a germs perspective. A majority of the microbes that were found on the phones are not harmful.
How's that lunch tasting?
Right. Right.
Ooh, thank you, Taryn.
Yes.
Hey, real quickly, back out live, taking a look at the church that we've been reporting on. There is a fire here. This is a live look. We've been reporting this since the top of the hour. Our Darwin Singleton is there live, telling you more about what we know. We do know no injuries. Going to tell you more about how this is affecting your afternoon commute and any type of damage happening to the church. We're back after this.
Hey, Mobile, what's your weather like? When severe weather strikes, I'll track it down to your street.
Accurate forecasts every day on Local 15 News.
Somebody filed a restraining order. This guy's getting verbal threats. I got over 200 texts.
Next, Judge Judy. Today at 4, followed by Local 15 News.
I'm Judge Mathis, your favorite judge. I was raised in Detroit, Michigan, so I know a thing or two about being tough. Getting hurt in a car wreck is tough, and you need a tough attorney to fight hard for you to get the money you deserve. You can take it from me. Call Morris Bart.
I'm Attorney Morris Bart. Call me. I'm going to live up to what Judge Mathis just said by working hard to get you everything you deserve.
Do you need cash? Have old batteries? Bring them down to Cash for Batteries and get paid today. I'll even pay you for your old alternators, starters, compressors, catalytic converters, aluminum wheels, transmissions, copper, and brass. And if you need a battery, I've got good used batteries at a great price. We're in the Lime Green building on the West I-65 service road, paying cash every day.
I'm just a petty crook, and you guessed it. This ain't my car. While other news stations were giving out high fives, Local 15 News was showing you hot spots where cars were getting broken into and ways to protect your property. Looks like somebody's watching the wrong newscast. That's okay with me.
Crime Alert, only on Local 15 News.
Welcome back. Litter laws and fireworks were very important on today's City Council meeting here in Mobile. City Council passed changes to the city's litter laws, making them tougher. And here to tell us more how these votes went when it comes to litter and fireworks, Local 15's Christian Jennings on the phone for us live this afternoon with more. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Kelly. Good afternoon. That's right. We just left the City Council meeting and finished talking to council members and the mayor. And the biggest news out of the meeting, as you said, fireworks and litter ordinance. We'll talk about fireworks first. The council did pass that item on the agenda, meaning that we will have a fireworks display as usual on the 4th of July in Mobile, and the cost $18,500. There actually was one council member that opposed this, so it was a 6-to-1 vote. Bess Rich opposed it because she said while she is in favor of fireworks, she would like to see the city trying to make more of an effort to look for private funds to pay for things like fireworks and other things outside of the necessities like police and fire. So she voted against that. On to the litter ordinance. It did pass the way that the mayor had rewritten it, so tougher litter laws. He said the biggest change really is the way that these laws will be enforced. Police officers are going to really have more of a presence and more of a role in ticketing people, citing business owners, citing property owners, business owners more responsible for all of the trash that is on their property. Even if someone else, let's say you're at a restaurant, you dump your trash in a parking lot at a restaurant, that restaurant owner really will end up being held responsible for that trash. So businesses have to have more trash cans on their property. And another big change is that dumpsters have to now be enclosed by a fence to make it more sightly. And so John Williams was actually the one council member that opposed the changes to the litter law because he felt that that would be more of a burden on business owners. I'll have much more on both of these stories tonight beginning at 5. Kelly?
Christian, you've covered it all. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate the update. Right now, breaking news we're continuing to follow. Here's a live look from our tower cam. That's the community of Christ Church. It is on fire. Our Darwin Singleton is there. We will have much more after the break. Stay with us.
We all hope to never be in a serious car accident, but what if you're in one? What should you do? Well, Maloney Frost has an app for that. Car Crash is a free download from Maloney Frost for your smartphone. You can call 911 and show emergency responders exactly where you are. Follow our important to-do list, capture accident photos, and record audio clips to send to our office. Don't be unprepared. Download the Maloney Frost Car Crash app before you're in one. Only from the Office of Maloney Frost Attorneys at Law.
I was impressed with how many great reviews they had.
What makes CertaPro different is that our people really care about making our customers happy.
They asked what they could do to make painting an extraordinary experience for us. And they kept the gate latched.
We work from a personalized written certainty pledge.
CertaPro painters did a wonderful job. They respected our lifestyle and our home.
It's about 5-star craftsmanship and having truly satisfied customers.
Locally owned and operated by veteran Steve Carey, CertaPro Painters, because painting is personal.
Passion on a half shell.
Fire Grill Orchard.
Best on the causeway. Grilled to perfection, shucked, sizzled, and served. Fire grilled oysters at the original oyster house. From the water to the fire, nothing's fresher. Great salad bar and kids' meals.
Actos verdict awarded. If you suffered bladder cancer after using the diabetes drug Actos, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Actos was linked to an increased risk of bladder cancer. Now a federal court has ordered drug makers to pay $9 billion to people harmed by Actos. If you or a loved one took Actos and suffered bladder cancer, call our lawyers at 800-718-9700 for a free evaluation of your claim.
We love Steve Harvey. People walk away with good information from him.
Yeah. Don't miss a moment of Steve Harvey. Coming this fall to Local 15.
And here is a live look at the church that we have been monitoring. This is breaking news. That is the Community of Christ Church. It is on fire. Local 15's Darwin Singleton is there with the very latest. Darwin.
Yeah, we are live right now at the church, and we just saw an ambulance actually leave with the lights going. We don't know if that means a firefighter might got a heat exhaustion. Right now, we just don't know. But we do know that a few moments ago, here at the Community of Christ Church on Azalea Road, smoke began billowing out of the left side of the sanctuary building. It's still coming out. That's not uncommon, because if they vent a portion of the church that had not been vented before, that would allow trapped smoke to come out. But it was pretty dramatic there for a while. But if you just joined us, let me recap what's been going on. We had a church actually begin burning. We don't know why. The pastor was inside, according to the fire department, Fire Chief Randy Smith. He said the pastor noticed the fire. He called the fire department. They arrived shortly later. And this is a 2-alarm fire. They realized when the structure was on fire, they knew they would have to bring in additional forces because it was a very large wooden structure, and that's what they did. So right now it looks like it's been stabilized. It looked like this a little bit earlier. Things had calmed down, we thought. They vented the right side of the church roof. They opened the doors to the sanctuary, smoke poured out, and then when they vented the left side, it all flared back up again. But once again, that's fairly common. That's just part of the process of making sure the fire is out. Now, the video that you've been seeing is from a few minutes ago. Things have once again calmed down quite a bit. We talked to Randy Smith a little bit earlier, and he said one of the things that they were more concerned about is who was in the building. A lot of these churches have daycares. This is one, thankfully, that does not. It is a 3-section church. You have the sanctuary and the wings in front. In the center, you have church offices. In the back, you have a large metal community building, much like a gymnasium. This fire, unfortunately, was mostly in the sanctuary section in front. So that's what we know now. We know that the fire department has it under control. So we'll just have to wait and see the extent of the damage, and we will do so a little bit later when they've had a chance to evaluate. But for now, Kelly, it looks like once again, things are under control. As I said before, when the smoke came billowing out of the left side of the church, we were afraid it had re-caught, but it looks like it's going to be pretty much under control right now. In fact, Chief, come on over here, Chief, real quickly here. You got an update? Good deal. And I've got an update. I think I'm in a fire ant bed, so we're going to step over here if we can. Allergic? I am allergic, yes,
well,
so we won't go there.
We have a rescue truck.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad to hear that. What do you know now?
Just to give you a little update, the fire has spread in a couple of little areas. We've called a third alarm due to the heat and the heat index, so you will see additional units responding. They'll be coming in from the Cottage Hill Road area, so if you can let your viewers know that that's what the additional assets are coming in for.
Okay, now that doesn't mean the church is in trouble or is going to be
No, it's mainly a personnel issue, so it's safety for our personnel.
Now let me ask you about that. A few moments ago we saw a fire medic truck leave here with the lights on, and I thought perhaps it could have been overcome by smoke, or was that something else?
No, we relocated him.
Gotcha.
We relocated him up on the other side in case we had to charge the additional hoses that are on the ground. That way he's not trapped between the hoses and have to jump a hose and possibly damage it.
That's an important thing to mention, because in a fire earlier this week, you had a hose damage when someone drove across it. Yes. That's why you block these streets, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. The hoses are very expensive and can cause a lot of damage to your car and personal injury to anyone that's in the area if it breaks loose.
Okay, so Cottage Hill closed right now, at least on this end near Azalea Road, and
yes.
Cottage Hill, not Cottage Hill, but Azalea Road.
Azalea Road is closed, yes.
Okay, all right. And so far, nobody injured with the fire department?
No one injured. Like I said, as a precaution, we called a third alarm assignment, which again mirrors the first two alarms. Gives us additional fresh bodies on the scene, as you can imagine, with the heat index the way it is out here right now. Even though it's kind of breezy where we're standing, where they're at, it's not.
Can we say the structure has been saved at this point?
At this point, the majority of it, yes, but again, we're not going to say the fire's under control at this time.
Oh, okay. So you're still calling it an active fire?
We're still saying it's active fire.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Once again. All right. So there you have it. The fire is not necessarily considered under control yet. They're looking for hot spots, and we'll just keep an eye on it. I mean, that's why we're here. All right, we'll toss back to you guys.
All righty, thank you, Darwin. We appreciate that. And as Darwin mentioned in our last report, there was a pastor inside who noticed that fire. Thankfully, firefighters do what they do best. Got to the scene and they're responding. Again, a traffic alert in effect. If you're taking Azalea Road, you're going nowhere. Firefighters are doing their job. We need to let them do that. And we'll be right back with more after a quick break.
My dad has atrial fibrillation, or AFib. He has the most common kind. It's not caused by a heart valve problem. Dad, it says you're AFib, but you have 5 times greater risk of a stroke.
That's why I take my warfarin every day.
But it looks like maybe we should ask your doctor about Pradaxa.
In a clinical trial, Pradaxa, dabigatran etixylate mesylate, was proven superior to warfarin at reducing the risk of stroke, and unlike warfarin, with no regular blood tests or dietary restrictions.
Hey, thanks for calling my doctor.
Sure.
Pradaxa is not for people with artificial heart valves. Don't stop taking Pradaxa without talking to your doctor. Stopping increases your risk of stroke. Ask your doctor if you need to stop Pradaxa before surgery or a medical or dental procedure. Pradaxa can cause serious, sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Pradaxa if you have abnormal bleeding or have had a heart valve replaced. Seek immediate medical care for unexpected signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Pradaxa may increase your bleeding risk if you're 75 or older, have a bleeding condition or stomach ulcer, take aspirin, NSAIDs, or blood thinners, or if you have kidney problems, especially if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctors about all medicines you take. Pradaxa's side effects include indigestion, stomach pain, upset, or burning. If you or someone you love has AFib not caused by a heart valve problem, ask your doctor about reducing the risk of stroke with Pradaxa.
From the streets of Philly to a drive-thru near you, it's Checkers Philly Cheesesteak Sub. Authentic Philly steak, grilled onions, and melted Swiss. Plus the new Chicken Philly, piled with mouth-watering grilled chicken. 2 Philly classics, just $1.99 each. Checkers.
Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Like when I was in that car accident. I didn't know what to do. The insurance company was messing with my mind. So I called Morris Bart.
You know what to do. Call 433-2210 right now or get 24-hour service at getbart.com.
Morris Bart got me $125,000. One call, that's all.
Everybody knows what to do. When you're hurt in an accident, call me and get the Bart advantage. One call, that's all.
Local 15 weather with meteorologist Deidre Tate.
Well, we're tracking some showers at this lunch hour, not in Mobile, but again north of town around Grove Hill and Thomasville. Even a thunderstorm that moved towards the Jackson area. Here's a closer view here, and that's kind of shifting more eastward, so heads up for Alma as well as Howard Landing. As far as temperatures, 85 in Mobile, 87 in Pensacola, 85 in Crestview. Of course, it feels warmer with the humidity, so take it easy out there. But again, there are scattered showers out and about. We're expecting a few more throughout the afternoon to help cool you off. Tomorrow, more of the same, no major changes to the plan, and we're going to continue with the chance for showers as we head into tomorrow as well. So again, keep that umbrella handy. As far as the forecast for the rest of the afternoon, leading to dinner time, we'll go with temperatures hovering into the upper 80s as we head towards 3 o'clock with 89. By dinner time, we'll go with the 40% coverage of rain still holding on across the area. Temperatures will reach right around 80. As far as the 7-day forecast, we are looking at scattered showers between now and let's say Friday. And then from that point, thankfully, it looks like the rain chances go down a bit for your weekend, just a pop-up variety. And because of that, it'll be a bit warmer as highs reach the low 90s. Before today, we'll stay into the upper 80s. And again, make sure you keep an eye to the sky. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
The countdown has begun. Get to Chris Myers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram now. It's the Crushers Summer Closeout. I'm crushing payments to save you thousands. Every single vehicle on the lot is closeout price. New 2014 Rams, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, just $139 a month. New Jeep Cherokee Sport, $189 a month. Take your pick. Plus, save up to $6,000 off on all remaining Dodge Avengers. Closeout time is the best time to buy, but time is running out. Rush to Chris Myers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, where I'll crush any deal from anybody.
Just because you see a lawyer on TV or on a billboard does not mean that is the lawyer you're actually going to get to talk to. There are a lot of lawyers advertising these days, and many of them are from out of town, or even out of state. I've been right here on the Gulf Coast, helping people for well over a decade. You see me, you call me, you talk to me. My name is David J. Maloney. I represent accident victims, and I will personally return your call.
One more time, checking back in with our breaking news, the community of Christ Church. It is still on fire. This is an active fire. It's been going on for almost an hour. We know that this fire has been upgraded to a 3-alarm fire. The fire has spread. It started in the sanctuary. A pastor discovered it. No injuries in this one. Our Darwin Singleton is there live. We will check back in with him in later editions of Local 15 News, so be sure to check in on that. Again, Azalea Road is affected. No traffic coming in and out, so be mindful of that. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Local 15 Today.